Back now with the Boys and Girls Club of the Fox Valley talking about youth mental health. Folks, according to the Centers for Disease Control, 44% of high school students report feeling persistently sad or hopeless. That's almost half. Does that surprise you? Does that number surprise you? It did me.
Yeah, it's surprising from a data perspective because it's an alarming amount.
Yeah.
It's not surprising based on our experience and based on what the young people are telling us day in and day out. Young people are having a hard time, and there's a lot involved in that. And what's so concerning about that particular number is how closely of an indicator it is for someone becoming close to even meeting diagnostic criteria for depression or approaching even meeting diagnostic criteria for anxiety. Our young people are having a hard time. 1 in 5 live with a diagnosable mental health condition. Nearly 2/3 have experienced a traumatic event. And so we hear this in their experiences all the time, and it's been further confounded by a post-pandemic world, a lot of civil unrest. A lot of adults aren't exactly doing very well, and so when the adults are having a hard time, the young people around them have a hard time too. Greg mentioned earlier about more social media, more phones, and so in this time of being so connected, it's almost as though there hasn't been so much lack of belonging, despite being so, physically and virtually connected all the time.
So, Greg, was this going on years and years and years ago and just went undetected? Or are these a new set of problems that we're dealing with?
That's a really great question. I think these are not new problems in some ways, but the amount, the number, just the percentage of young people is clearly higher than it's been in my memory and in my career. I think we're only still at the very beginning of unpacking the impact that the pandemic had on young people's growth and development. And it becomes a really interesting conversation, of course, to sort of unpack, well, what happens when you're in that period of key social development, but you're not with your friends and your peers? You lose that really key part of your growth and development, and it's hard to get that back. And so what are the long-term ramifications? A lot of this is just uncharted waters for us, and we're still figuring out how deeply has it impacted young people in their social skill development, in the way that they interact with one another, their ability to be friends with other young people. We see that in our club every day. Those kinds of things that you used to take for granted, they're not naturally coming to kids in the same way that they used to.
Years ago, we never dealt with social media. Is it a good thing or a bad thing these days? And I know it's tough for you to comment on that, but it has both.
Yeah, I guess I'll weigh in, and maybe I'll sound like the old guy here, but I would come down on, there's certainly lots of positives to it, but I think at an age-appropriate level, those positives are stronger than they are at younger levels. Young people, especially because of the brain development that's going on, can quite easily and quickly get exposed to a detrimental amount of screen time. And it's not a positive thing for their brain development and their overall personal growth. I would advocate, we advocate as an organization to try to put those screens down as much as you possibly can. Some is fine, but too much happens too quickly in a disproportionately high number of young people's lives.
Yeah, and both Carlin and Greg, Facebook, for instance, I myself find myself getting, having a wrong impression of Facebook. I look at people and I go, I don't have that much money. I don't have those vacations. I don't have that perfect relationship. Is Facebook and like social media, is that like a highlight reel that people put out there? And it's a false impression of what's going on out there. And these kids are looking like, why can't I have that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the highlight reel, it's the celebration, it's the big moments. It's not showing you the other mass of people that day who are also having a very regular, typical, mundane day, or even a bad day.
Right.
And so it is a challenge, and then it kind of creates that, oh, something's wrong with me, something's wrong with my experiences, and can kind of create this normalization effect that is not getting us in touch with actual typical experiences.
Yeah. We have much more to come with the Boys and Girls Club after this, so please stay right there.